podcast ever thus far. Okay, so I've got notes here, and we're gonna mostly stand around and talk, but we're actually gonna do a little tour guide stuff, and probably we'll have to do a bounty at some point, just because there's monsters that need killing. And you guys are both kind of puny, so I can carry the load as always when we play together, because I'm, super powerful and all.
Ooh, you're so dreamy.
And my character's 250 hours old, and yours are both 17 hours old, so there's not that that has anything to do with it, though.
None whatsoever.
Yeah. So you're 66 and 64, and this is my monk. My Crusader's 55. I've played him a couple days, but this is my regular hardcore monk that I transferred over and upgraded my gear on a little bit. And there's a wild upgrade curve once you hit 70 that just goes crazy, so we'll talk about that later and stuff. And the legendaries, I put up a big gallery of legendaries, and the comments were uniformly hate-filled. You would have thought I put a picture of Jay Wilson in there, the way some of the people were commenting on it, but we'll talk about some of what we think of legendaries and Paragon Points and Crusader and what do you think about the game in general, etc. And first point, we are doing this live, and we're trying to do it. I'm trying to not be the streamer of consciousness, as the joke goes, where, if you go back to visit your parents, like for Christmas or whatever, and like your dad gets you from the airport, and he drives home, and it's like, well, oh, look over there. Remember when you were 6 years old and you fell out of that kid's tree? Yeah, and then Bob at work was, oh, and over there, look. That's kind of how most streamers go, and you kind of want to kill yourself after 5 minutes. And I'm definitely guilty of that when I'm streaming, because I feel like, well, I should be talking and describing what I'm doing, even though it's totally boring and no one cares. So we're going to try to not to do that and actually have like a meaningful conversation, and like a usual podcast, or I guess we aspire to that, right?
I think that would be a good goal.
And this should be easiest for Neinball, because you're usually playing World of Warcraft when we stream anyway, so.
Most of the time, yeah, so I have some experience doing this.
So should we go to the Pandemonium Fortress so you'll feel right at home?
Pandas everywhere.
Yeah, it's the Panda Fort. We can go kill the Panda King.
Oh, and someone in the chat is mentioning that you actually have the game set to Diablo 3 and not Reaper of Souls.
People keep saying that. I can't find anywhere to change that in Twitch TV. If there's some Twitch TV expert who can tell me where you change that.
Do you have your dashboard open?
I have the dashboard open, but all I see is the IncGamers live channel. I don't see this channel anywhere in it.
Well, it's the IncGamers live.
Okay, is that in? Okay, I'm looking at the menu right now. There's profile.
They're under profile. There's the little what do you call it? The wrench icon that should take you and give you the option to go to your dashboard.
Yeah, I've done that before, and I could not find anything that actually said the Diablo channel name. I just saw IncGamers page. God, my laptop sucks. New laptops are cheap now, right? You can buy them for like almost nothing. I see TV commercials and they claim that they're cheap.
I think you have to get a tablet, actually.
Oh, is that true? I need a tablet? But what if I don't want to actually type it more than 2 words a minute? Yes, of course.
No, tablet. That's it.
And what if I want to plug in something with a USB port?
Gotta get a tablet.
That's the only option. Well, anyway, I'll fix that if I can. Yeah, so here's this.
Tablet.
Yeah, so the IncGamer settings, display name, display channel, picture. Nothing in this says. I don't see Diablo 3 anywhere in this. It's short bio, long bio. There's some other thing that does the actual channel you're in.
Yeah, because that's not the actual dashboard itself. Let me. Oh, 1 second.
Yeah, okay, so that's the profile.
Yeah, there you go. You should click that link and it should take you to the dashboard.
Yeah, there's a little pop-up thing on the top that's clicking. Boy, this is just the podcast getting better and better. Now it's let's have Neinball narrate Flux through changing his options in Twitch TV. Do you have anybody have any footage from the last proctological exam just to really improve things? Okay, playing is.
Yeah, and so you can then change the playing to Reaper of Souls there.
If it would work. God, this computer is slow. Raper of Seals.
I would play that game.
It's on the. I think you can get that. It's a $1 game on the on your Android.
In the App Store, yeah. Or what is it? Google Play.
Yeah, it's called Walrus Quest.
Yeah.
It's got interspecies incest.
So while we're getting this thing started, the obvious and most important of all questions is Flux. Have you pointed out to how often have you pointed out to Xanth that you are actually higher Paragon level than him now, and that his level 100 Witch Doctor means nothing?
Well, since he's already killed that Witch Doctor off 3 times in the beta, that's kind of made that point for me. Have you resurrected him again today, Xanth, or are you just leaving him dead for now?
Well, the first time I was just messing around, and I thought I would test it out. I put it on the hardest difficulty I could, which was I think it was expert or master.
Master.
And yeah, I
And
just got wiped out.
you'd read my first report that said lifesteal is useless now, so you took actions accordingly, right?
Well, I kind of just
No, that's a no.
That is a no.
figured even I'd probably be able to hold my own. It couldn't be that hard. And well, it's also it's the beta, so like, what was I really risking? Nothing. It's
Just
kind of
humiliation on the podcast.
nice to make these mistakes now as opposed to when release comes. Um, yeah, I suppose. But I knew the risk I was taking in doing it, and the longest I have to wait to get that character back is 3 days. So I figured it was worth the risk just to see how far you can actually push it early on, or if you need to scale up back.
And what did you learn?
But yeah, I did learn to avoid the higher difficulties until you have better gear. I guess I learned really how difficult Master is at 60, and that when release comes, I'm definitely not going to be throwing any of my characters into it until they're at least geared beyond what is because I'm farming MP5, MP6 with my Witch Doctor now, which you think would be comparable, but in the state with no lifesteal, it definitely isn't.
Why do y'all look exactly the same? We're all these golden characters with shields. Let's have a cool shield though. Can one of you turn purple with the transmog? Actually, I should turn purple. I'm the host. The host will turn purple.
There. Is that
Uh,
better?
Oh, that's much better. Now you have wings, like a Red Bull.
Yep.
So, how many have you tried any of your old 60s in the beta yet, Neinball, or are you just playing your new Crusader?
I've just been focusing on the Crusader so far.
And
Haven't
what
really
number is
played
it? What number Crusader is this?
This is actually still my first one.
Oh,
I've not yet
congratulations.
died. I almost, what is it? The Heaven's Fury just does ridiculous amount of damage, and I got complacent, just relying on that to kill all elite packs. And I guess it's bugged in the fact that reflex damage mobs don't reflect the damage of the Heaven's Fury. And I didn't really think that through when I went and did the Siege Breaker, because the Siege Breaker did reflect the damage. And so that one was, I almost killed myself.
Too bad. We had a better story for the podcast.
Yeah, it would have been a better story for the podcast.
And complacent. That's the fourth rune effect in God Ray, right?
Yes.
Complacency, where you just cast that once and everything dies. Because that's pretty much the biggest risk of the Crusader thus far, is that if that skill doesn't happen to kill everything on the screen in one click, you're like, oh my god, now what do I do?
Yeah.
So we also talk about Crusader now a little bit. That was going to be a later topic, but whatever, right? We were playing in game the other night, the three of us. We actually were streaming that a little bit, and we were all kind of agreeing that it feels like the primary skills are like you're tapping them with a drumstick, and then every skill that consumes wrath is like a nuclear bomb. Is that sort of sum it up at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, at least from my playing so far, and I've had a few more, swings through on the Crusader. I died at 59, and then I got my ability to transfer over my characters back, and I didn't want to just wait too long, get too invested into the Crusader, so I transferred my characters over, and I lost my 53 Crusader, and now I'm back up to 64. And the one thing I've been noticing and just going back and playing through this class is it really does seem like there needs to be a better balance right now, because even the Wrath skills don't hold a candle to obviously the most bugged skill, which is Heaven's Fury. It's just like there needs to be some sort of middle ground where even the Wrath skills don't hold a candle to much else. Like, it just seems you feel weaker, and maybe it's just because Heaven's Fury is just so overpowering that you, I don't know, get a distorted sense of what's actually happening with your character. But I, for a large part, just kind of feel like they do seem a lot weaker, and if it wasn't for Heaven's Fury, I think a lot of people would be complaining that the Crusader is not powerful enough.
Is the Crusader powerful enough, Nineball? Can you judge it before level 70?
I'm holding off a lot of my opinions until level 70, though I have seen some streams of people, clearing Torment 6 with Crusaders, but a lot of it does just, revolve around having massive cooldown reduction and then spamming Heaven's Fury. So there's definitely a need to go through and take a look at that skill and fix it. Just because one-shotting elite packs with that skill and then sitting around and doing nothing until it comes back off of cooldown before you can kill something else doesn't feel that rewarding as a gameplay. As it is right now, at the difficulties that I've been playing at, my Wrath Spinders are still sufficient enough to, kill off mobs and such. The Wrath Generator is very weak, but I've been using the Smite rune that links their healths together, so that way, you can link that, then hit it with the Fist of Heavens, and it's like hitting them 3 times. But the actual, mechanic of that seems wonky. Sometimes it triggers, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, Neinball, have you tried playing through without using Heaven's Fury, though, like, in your build?
Yes. Yeah, I tried that a couple times, and then it didn't work out that well.
Yeah,
So
that's the thing that has really bothered me is, in going through is like I know it's bugged and I don't want to use it, but I keep finding myself in these situations. I try and wait until the last second to see if I can take down these elite packs or whatever it is, and even using, because in my stash I had a level reduced weapon so I could use it at 48, and it was 740 damage, and I throw a Marquise Ruby in there, so I should be just doing a crap ton of damage for that level, and everything aside from Heaven's Fury still felt weak. And I was, could I have beat it? Yeah, but it would have taken me a really long time. And then I think that, kind of going back to the original point, is that the Crusader feels weak by comparison to the one overly powered. I'm just kind of, I'd love to see a medium. If you get to the powerful Heaven's Fury and evenly distribute it across the board to every other skill that they have, I think the class could shape up to be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm battling with the tech settings here. So I was looking over my Crusader. I think is 55 or 56 or something, and I haven't really played him in a couple of days. But I played a bunch of Demon Hunter yesterday. I'll talk about that in a little while. She's now up to 814k DPS, which is kind of exciting. It's a big number anyway. But I was like I don't know what I'm doing with the Crusader. Like I'm just sort of waiting until I get Wrath and then I kill everything in one shot. It's like if there's ever a longer battle, what am I gonna do? I don't really have a whole lot of LOH. I don't have like a panic button skill like like Serenity for the monk or whatever. And we were talking about this in the stream, and yeah, you can rush through stuff with Tempest Horse, which is like your escape button. But that's what 3 seconds, and it's 15-second cooldown. So if you get a really long pack, if I kept thinking of my Crusader, if I somehow get a really nasty pack here, I'm doomed because I don't know what I'm gonna do. If they don't die from my huge attack, if they have shielding up or something when I use that, then what do I do? It's on cooldown. I run away on the horse. I'm on cooldown, and then I'm starting a new Crusader. So I was looking at the higher level skills, and there are a few that seem like they're. Of course, I did this 2 days ago, and I've now forgotten the memory, and I'm not even playing Crusader at the moment, so I can't look. But there were a couple that were some nice regen and stuff, and there were. It was like there's one of the Iron Skin ones I think gives you like you can run through stuff without being touched for 2 or 3 seconds. Yep. So basically, it's Xanth's favorite skill. The only reason he got to Paragon 100 by ruthlessly exploiting it on a Witch Doctor.
But not being that important, you bring it up a lot.
Yeah, well, it's just for Neinball. It makes him happy.
Okay.
Yay.
And yes, I don't know. It seems like there were options like at 70, but maybe you're just sort of. But then it still seems like like the monk, you do a great deal of work with just your your combos. I mean, everyone uses kind of lightning fists or fists of thunder, whatever the hell it's called. But that seems perfectly fine to wreck the trash mobs. And the Crusader, your primary skills feel useless against trash mobs. They're just a way to get wraths. You can then kill them in one shot with fists of lightning, which someone is currently bombarding the scoundrel with.
Yeah, it does feel weird that the generators don't have much power to them. And I know a lot of them are linked up, or at least there's the one that's linked up to making you more defensive and punish. And I get that kind of concept, but it just seems weird that you are stuck using something as a skill, and it doesn't seem as beneficial by comparison to every other class that that their main attack can at least have some power to it.
Of course, it is a beta test, so
True,
So
true.
yeah, and this is the first pass of it. So definitely interested to see what they do is going through and rebalancing a lot of the damage and the skills now that a lot of people have it. It's not just the internal Blizzard employees testing it out.
and we should admit it's entirely possible we're just missing some stuff. I mean, we're not exactly steeped in the class at this point. Maybe there's really clever ways you can combine things. We just kind of haven't caught on to it yet. I mean, we're not even level 70, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that bug too has distracted enough people that why would you experiment when you have the win button already there?
yeah. What is God Beam called? What's the actual name of it?
Heaven's
Uh,
Fury.
Heaven's Fury. Yeah.
Yeah, the blessed ground.
Does one of the rune effects still say God Beam? That's what it, because at BlizzCon that was one of the, they still had that. That was the previous name. That was the working name of the skill.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think they got rid of it. It no longer refers to God Ray.
Yeah, God Ray was it was. That was I like. That's actually a better name. I think that's what Ray Charles' friends call him too. So works out pretty well. So Crusader. We've kind of beaten the Crusader to death here. I'm sure we'll. That's the monster's job later
We'll
when
do that
Xanth tries to
later,
play on
yeah.
Master. So how did the obviously adventure mode and Nephilim Rifts are the big thing. The adventure mode still seems like wildly overpowered in terms of experience gain. And we've seen apparently people have gotten to level 70 in 15 minutes. I posted a news thing and the guy said 44 minutes, but people are doing it in
Yeah.
under 20 minutes, just doing bounties on really high, Master 6. And there's a
Right.
couple of ones that you can get them. There's one in the cemetery. You can get him like 1 foot from the waypoint sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one actually.
It's not exploitive or anything though. It's good, right?
When you've
Of
leveled
course.
3 Crusaders in the past 3 days, it's been beneficial. But and seeing that, it reminded me to what happened with D3 when it originally released, which was people basically just found one loophole, which was turning in Zoltan Cool quests, and you would have the cascading downward effect where you would just get a huge bunch of experience from one person who had done the quest, and that didn't take too long for them to swoop in and fix. And I would imagine that they would just be able to do the same, where yeah, you can group with somebody and you'll get the bounty effects from being in with another person who's level 70 when you're level 1, but you will only get level 1 rewards for doing a bounty, and they'll get that reward.
Yeah.
Because that would just seem to be the most logical thing. Yeah, you both get your bounty reward, but you get the one that's comparable for your level, not for the level 70 Torment 6 or whatever it happens to be. And that's basically what they did with the other one. Only they took out quest rewards after the first time you had done the quest. I'd love, as a hardcore player, not to have to grind through 1 through 70, and you could do it in 15 minutes. Sure, but at the same time, it just seems kind of cheap.
Kind of cheap.
What would be a good power leveling experience? Obviously, 15 minutes is too short. Would it be a couple hours? How much? What would be something that seems quick and yet not exploitive in terms of the actual amount of time?
For me or for other people?
I think anything that requires you to just stay in town and do nothing, and you're not even taking a risk, is cheap. Even if you go to D3 now and you want to get power level 1 through 60, 90% of the time you have to be close to the person who's killing whatever it happens to be, and even if you're decked out, you run the risk of a leg spike or a couple monsters that person misses and you die. There's risk in doing it, and do you save yourself some time? Of course, but there's still the possibility of death. Whereas in these kind of exploits, we see people just standing there and not even attempting to do. It's just like, get me to 70 as fast as you can. So I guess for me, a power leveling that has a risk is worth it. But what I can definitely say in my time doing this 1 through 60 a couple times now is it seems a lot quicker and a lot more doable, and a lot more fun actually than what we saw in Diablo 3. Like, adventure mode by far makes this experience of coming back a lot more interesting and just finding stuff along the way is actually fun.
And how much have you done adventure versus campaign? You guys are both doing mostly adventure?
I'm doing mainly adventure. I haven't even I touched campaign for just a little bit, and I was starting a Crusader, so I just realized I've already played through this, and I don't want to go through the whole thing again. Let's just jump into new content.
It
Yeah,
says Blizzard has said that you'll need to do. They keep saying they're debating if you have to do the whole game before you can do adventure mode, or you just have to do each act before you can do adventure mode. And currently, you can do it from level 1. So obviously, we're not playing with the final settings now. It seems like.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I was talking with Alex Mayberry, the lead producer for Diablo 3, he was going through
A name drop.
time. Yeah.
A name drop.
The
Were you sharing brunch at the time?
Oh yes, in the middle of the middle of the convention floor there. But he was going through and talking about how at the time at BlizzCon you had to complete the game, but they weren't even sure about that. They wanted to actually give it to players sooner. I don't remember who it was, but one of the other developers had mentioned something around like level 25, is that they were thinking of maybe getting it unlocked at that point, and it seems that they've just completely removed it.
Have either of you guys hit level 70 yet? Neither of you have, right? In this,
No.
I'm just looking at the NPCs now, and there's just like multiple 3,000 damage one-handed weapons for sale, and
No, I have not.
once you hit 70, it's just crazy. It's just ridiculous how much this stuff scales up. But anyway, we'll get to that later. But I'm just walking around looking, God, this is just insane.
Let's go start killing things.
My Demon Hunter yesterday had a really I could not find any upgrades from 60 all the way to 70. I think I upgraded my pants. I found upgraded Christ, what are the ones that have MF and gold fine? Digger
Depth diggers?
Yeah, depth diggers. I found depth diggers which had, 745 dex or whatever. I'm like, well, I guess I'm using these. Which is of course the one item I didn't want to upgrade because I was using Inyas and I wanted the faster run to remain. But of course I didn't. That was the one thing I found upgraded. Anyway, then I got to 70 and like I was I don't know, 198k DPS, something like that. It was hard. I mean, I didn't die at all up to 69, and I was playing in the softcore because of Demon Hunter, right? And then I got to 70, and it was just struggling. And then like I did 2 more games of like 10 bounties a game, and every other game I was finding 3 upgrades, and my DPS went up to 827 or something in like 3 games. Like, well, I just quadrupled everything I had. That was pretty cool. So really, it's almost like it's not even worth upgrading that much or gambling or whatever in the 60s. I mean, obviously you don't want to die, so maybe you do a little bit of it, but just once you get to 70, immediately you start getting gambles that are 70 and all the NPC stuff and everything that drops is 70. And that reminds me of a question I had earlier, because I created this game and it's 70. Are the monsters going to be 70 for you guys? We were talking about how that shares with bounties.
It's the
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so you'll get slaughtered. So one of you guys needs to create a game if we're going to go out and play something.
I guess probably it'd be Xanth since he's the lowest.
Because 70 is harder than 64. It seems like once you get past about 65 or 66, it really zooms up.
I was noticing that on the first night. I was playing around with my softcore monk a little bit with some friends, and it was only when I joined the game it was like 64, and it was only on expert, and I was getting one-shotted by white mobs. It was ridiculous, just how much they really scale up with just a couple levels.
Yeah, both my monk and my demon hunter, and I played my softcore monk a little with Ellie, and they were easy at 60. I mean, they were pretty well geared for D3 Classic, and it was like, okay, this is just a cakewalk. And then by like 64, it's not easy anymore, and by like 66, you're like, oh shit. It feels like it's gone from MP1 to MP5 all of a sudden.
Yeah, while I've been leveling up, I just completely ignored the diamonds.
Yeah, diamonds are your friend later on.
Yeah, and then I started actually being like, oh yeah, I can actually get my all resist up by equipping diamonds, and I went from like 850,000 toughness to, like 1.3 million.
Yeah, so create a game here, Xanth. Yeah, toughness is nice. Yeah, my toughness now is like 5 million, so it's crazy how much it goes up, how quickly.
Yeah, I think I am close to 3 million right now on my character.
My Demon Hunter, I had to actually take off a bunch of it. I somehow had 490k hit points at level 70. And I wasn't even trying to, but I had like 3 different items that were, 745 vit or something like that. So I went and did a bunch of crafting just to turn vit into dex on like 3 different items. And then every one of those was adding 60, 80k DPS. And I still have 340,000 hit points or something. The Demon Hunter seemed to be about regen because you get just gigantic regen from the familiar boar, and I had a couple of other items that were giving me regen. I was something like 6,000 regen per second, and then I had 400 and something. I mean, sorry, 4,000 and something life on hit. So I could really just stand in almost any pack, as long as I wasn't in like Desecrator Arcane. 850 res all basically, and you're just blasting away using the new whatever her new skill is, fanaticism or something like that. It's called. One of the effects in it cuts damage by a considerable amount, or else it raises your life on hit. I'm not sure which. But for 15 seconds, you're just like, hey, I can just stand here, nothing can hurt me now. So it's kind of like Gloom, but much better. It's Gloom with like machine guns, which is not a bad combo. But speaking of characters that aren't here, do you guys want to do a bounty here while we can give the fans some live porn?
Yeah, let's do it.
You're the tiny ones, Xanth. You get to pick where we're going. We need something that's not too hard for your little guy.
Ooh.
It's
Yeah.
funny. It's set to 66 instead of 64, but I guess Xanth will be okay.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, I was the one who created it and lead, and yet it.
Well, they probably know you've got they probably know you've got a Paragon 100, so they got to scale it up a little for you.
Yeah, there you go.
You have to keep a challenge. Go somewhere, dude.
I'm trying to choose.
Choose faster.
Westmarch Heights.
Somebody in chat goes, Crusaders, incoming rape beams. I'm not sure I like that name. Are we staying in Act 5? Oh, shiny.
I mean, it's double bounty here, isn't it? Am I wrong
For
on that?
today, yeah.
Well, that's what the commercial for the paper towels said.
Oh, that was awful.
Double bounty. So, what are you guys running with your DPS right now?
I am sitting just under 100,000.
Okay,
I'm at 89.
Yeah, I'm at 570, so I should maybe let you guys do the killing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hang back and equip some mad.
I don't know if you have any choice. You just gotta try to keep up. Hey, I see the thingy.
Yeah.
So if someone somehow hasn't watched
Oh.
this yet, when you get near a bounty, you get this little arrow on the map, and it shows you where to go.
If you stand near me, one of the legendaries that I found today makes it so that way I just rain gold after every time I get a killing spree.
What?
Do you get
Yeah.
do you get to share in killing sprees?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And
we'll talk
so
about
we'll-
legendaries in a minute, if they're just stat sticks with one shiny piece of orange
So, like-
text or not.
I guess I didn't kill enough mobs there.
Oh my god, I didn't even see him.
Oh.
I think I killed him. I didn't even use a I didn't even I got near him, I was going to use a power up, and he was already dead. Okay, so when I drop a bell, my crits are in the 3.5 million range, which is more than I get in Diablo 3 currently, oddly enough. And the other thing with the monk is there's really nothing to add in the one tab except for max resource. So I have like 275 resource now, because I just added all those stats to that resource. So basically, I can just drop. I actually changed off of, usually it's okay. Just do another one. I guess that was ridiculous. Panda Fortress.
Level 2.
Yeah, people who haven't seen the Panda Fortress will enjoy it. We should go run on the Blood Marsh some as well. I think that's a really cool level set. And neither of you guys have actually done Act 5 on story mode, right? Because there's awesome levels that I've never seen in the adventure mode.
Yeah, I've been waiting until actually I get to 70 and I can just go through it without really having to worry about leveling or anything along those lines. And I can just, sit and appreciate it. Because right now, just the rush has been, getting to 70.
Yeah, I did it with my Demon Hunter to go from like 60 to 66 in the process, and it was really fun. Caesarial.
In leveling, that if you go from 59 to 60, it's like 2 million. And then if you do 60 to 61, it's like 500,000 experience.
Yeah, when I hit 60, I almost hit 61, like immediately afterwards. It's like 2 bounties and you're 61.
Yeah, I thought it was really quick.
Yeah.
Good, until like 66,
Yeah.
and then it
I
kind of
kinda
slows
like
down.
it.
But Float Skull Crusher. Hey, I got a frozen pulse. We shouldn't have killed it so fast. They're fun to look at. Hey, I found a little thing. I've never seen this one before. Oh, look at all the little dudes. Oh,
Yeah,
they're like
more like-
pixeled. Oh, there's a frozen pulse over there. One of them still lingering. So when you do this level in World of Warcraft, Neinball, how does it differ?
Well, there's definitely a lot more cuddleness.
Oh, that's good.
The cuddle factor is considerably higher.
Slay the Awakening Morlu. This is like a half-assed Jar of Souls. Are you missing finding 4K stacks of gold from Diablo 3?
See? And you all get to pick that up.
Shiny.
Yeah.
Oh,
We saved a guy. Okay, we're not...
link it for you there.
We've got to
They
find
actually made-
someone.
They actually made the Gladiators gauntlets useful.
Well, if they're scaled up enough, everything's useful. How many... oh, here's someone wanted us to find the pink sacks of wisdom. Yeah, for some reason the books in Act 5 are some kind of weird problem with the hue shifting. Those doorways are actually really painful in higher levels. I had one kill some monsters. They were chasing me with my Demon Hunter. They ran into these little doorways when the lightning thing fills it up. And it actually killed like 4 monsters right in it.
I had it not like really do too much damage to me, but I've been frozen by them.
Well, you're not in level 70 yet. When you're on level 70 playing a master like Xanth does, then you'll see the real... Executioners are tough. They really hit pretty hard. I got a Executioner purple that was called... God, I'm forgetting it. It was a pun on the mountain from George R. R. Martin's series. I forget what the mountain's name is. The Gregor Cleglane. It was called it was called Cloglane, something like that. Because the Executioners are these 2 giant claws, and they're giant. It was called the Mountain, and it was the Mountain Cloglane, I think was his name. So I've just ruined the Easter egg for everybody when they eventually see it in the game. No problem. Just part of our service we offer here. Well, a Neinball leveled up.
Yep.
Are you guys bothering to run with Magic Find anymore, or is that a thing of the past?
Oh, I haven't been.
I didn't feel like I needed it. I mean, I find tons of... You find more legendaries in this with no Magic Find than you do in Diablo 3 with, like, what, 500% Magic Find?
I have found more legendary recipes than I have crossbows, and I feel like that's a good system.
Do you want legendary recipes for crossbows?
No, I'm just saying, like, I've actually found more legendary recipes than I have just in general crossbows.
Yeah.
I felt like I was getting millions of them in Diablo 3.
And usually with intelligence on them.
Yeah.
But you're not playing a Demon Hunter either, so obviously you don't want crossbows. You can cheat this guy, by the way, up here. You can shoot off the edge and kill them from up here with arrows with a Demon Hunter. That was one of the exploits we used to see a lot of, or you can just shoot them with your rape beam. All the better.
God, Ray.
That was one of the exploits in early Diablo 3 vanilla. You could, some of the levels in Act 3, you could shoot between the levels and the towers. That was one of the early exploits with Demon Hunters. So now you can still do it here. I'm sure they'll make that an ineligible rape beam location later on. Everyone's gonna call it rape beam now. That's really wrong, but it's quite appropriate or accurate anyway.
It feels right.
Did they drop any damn thing? I didn't even notice.
Should we do another bounty?
Yes.
Yeah, I might as well.
Panda Fortress level 1.
Yes. That's right where the bamboo bar is. It's one of Neinball's favorite places. So another thing I was doing when I created my guild, which has a stupid name, we need to recreate it at some point in the real game. It's Dig, which I didn't want, but I tried to call it Diablo IncGamers, and it said one of these words is banned, and it wasn't Inc or Gamers. So it's funny that you can't make a guild called Diablo in a Diablo game. This thing is cool. Everybody sees a different ghost here. I see Patriarch Anisim here, and he's telling me about Ivgarad or whatever. The Demon Hunter saw her sister's ghost. It was some little kid. She's like, "Oh no, it's you. It's my sister." And she's like, "Blah blah blah." So I guess every class sees a ghost that is appropriate to their story.
Yeah, I think one of the times when I was coming around here doing a solo bounty. Oh well, no, here they are. Just the Master Crusaders.
Yeah, but I get Patriarch Anselm. I get the head of the monk order, and you guys get the head of the Crusaders or whatever.
Gotcha.
Everyone sees something different. Aren't there usually monsters in this dungeon somewhere? Or am I just misremembering? Oh, here's one.
Ask and you shall receive. So how do you feel about the fact that, like, I guess just while leveling, I've been doing some crafting, and it seems the most valuable items that I always pick up are whites.
You don't get enough. I think they really need to do the crafting. The most valuable items you pick up are Herodic goodie bags because they are full of crafting materials.
Yeah.
I was looking at. I found a couple of low-level legendaries. I found a level 9 Crusader dagger recipe. I mean, sorry, not Crusader. Witch Doctor knife, and it requires like 67 of the white materials. I found like 20 total. So
Yeah.
I think that's maybe a little off. I guess if you pick up all the white items when you're normal. That was the big surprise for me, is you start off and you're just, when you craft yellows in Diablo 3, you get blue materials as well. And in this, you just get blue materials. So you
Yeah,
actually got to pick up blue materials to get blue mats.
Yeah, they need to make it so that way at least it's like has a chance at dropping them, because as it stands right now, the white items are your limiting items as far as crafting goes, and they they're not even going to end up being terribly useful, because all the legendary ones actually require a copy of the base item to craft it. You don't require the salvageable parts.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. You actually have to find. It's a little bit of Diablo 2, I guess. That they kept saying they wanted to make white items have some value, and now they have too much value. But that was the theory, that you would need to get regular stuff. Hey, another pink book. I'm up to Inorius' Testimony Part 6 here. I gotta go back and listen to those someday. You get Honorius and Lilith, and you get like Laws of Wisdoms or something like that. Book of Lore. And they're very full of interest. I think it's interesting. Lilith has a really cute, like, young girl voice. It's like all the other demons talk like they've, swallowed a goat or something. And Lilith's like, "Hi, I met Honorius. He was a friend." Okay, that wasn't exactly her, but it was pretty close.
Yeah, that was the best.
Hey, did the rape beam descend?
Yes.
Look at it just tracking through their corpses. Like Ted Bundy through a sorority. Okay, that was really wrong.
Oof. Yowza.
Through a nurse's sorority, yes.
Next one. That bound is done.
Yeah, I like this little layout. So I'm gonna go around the other little corner here. Hey, look, more dudes. That's not For Whom the Bell Tolls. Ooh, I just got a 4 million crit on that one. And he's still alive.
Well,
Alright. I really like the Battlefield. That one was fun.
We did that gigantic, endless attempt to find anything in the Blood Marsh the other day, and never did find the damn. We cleared the entire level. Battlefields of Eternity.
that was awful.
Yeah, so there
I
I've
think
seen.
I came in for the last part of that after you actually killed everything and were just running around.
We were still, we just looked forever. Yeah, this one's nice. This is one of the more enjoyable levels. I'm gonna have the stairs here because I don't know where I'm going. That's the start. Yeah, I did this whole thing in story mode. Just look over the edge. I like all the shit floating around off in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice little view. This is some really nice. Oh, this is good in quest mode because you get what's his face here? The asshole angel. Imperius is here, and he's not a total asshole. It's weird. I really was confused by that. He jumps around. You get these huge spawn. Well, I won't spoil it, people, but you do get this this part of the story mode. You get to see Honorius, and he helps you out and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Narius or Imperius?
I don't care. Whatever. One of those goddamn angel fuckers. Asshole. Whichever one you thought you were gonna fight in Diablo 3 and didn't get to. I do like how the tunnel worms here have like giant dorsal fins, and yet the hole is still the exact same size as usual. Like, how does the dorsal fin get out of that hole?
A wizard did it.
Wizard did it. Is that what your wife's job description is? Well, we got to our 50. Yeah, some of these is funny. Sometimes you get to 50 and one room, like this one, all these little dudes come crawling over the edges. Neinball's making it rain gold.
Making it rain.
Of course, I'm getting like 895 stacks. I'd be getting 4,500 or something at this point in Diablo 3. I do like if you look at your. I love these little bubbles. Everything is so slow inside. Ooh, there's some nice fat pumps for you. It's like Kocharoth. Oh, don't let me run. For that, you get a bell. And you leveled up. One of you guys leveled up. Is that him? I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting to even turn on my, what's that skill that does the things? Hey, a dungeon. Let's go look in this little dungeon here. Infested Ruins. I've never seen a dungeon in this area.
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
I keep forgetting to turn on my Sweeping Wind. Everything dies so fast, like, it doesn't even matter. Infested Ruins. Oh no, these ruins are infested. Hey, I found a unique. A bottomless potion of the diamond. Oh, that's gonna give me a
Oh,
regen.
there you go.
Have you guys found bottomless potions? I've got 3
I've
so far.
not yet, but the bottomless potion of the diamond, that's the one that gives you the resist for like 5 seconds
Yeah.
after using it.
Yeah, they all give you some kind of... Ow. That was kind of cool. Yeah, I'm busy slaughtering this worthless crap and then I'll look at it. So yeah, I don't know how many potions there are. I haven't even looked. I found 3 different ones so far though, so there's at least 3. That's my my high level game analysis there.
At least 3.
Remember what I said about like the stream of consciousness rambling people do on streams? We're not doing that though, right? So it's cool?
No, no.
Okay, good.
There is purpose behind what we're saying.
Hey, that chest just came glowing out of the floor over here with fire around it. That was cool. Whoa. The lid just flew up off the top of the screen. Well, that was, contained. Okay, next bounty, I guess.
Yeah, last one for the cemetery.
You notice that Act 4 only has 4 bounties all of a sudden?
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
It only had 4 bounties in at BlizzCon, even though they said it was supposed to have 5.
I think
And
it had
actually
5.
have
I think they hotfixed it, but now we'll never know. But it seemed to me the
Yeah,
first.
I
I
don't
did a
know
bunch of
what's
those at the start of.
happening
I thought at the start of the beta they were 5, which seemed like too many and just small act. I mean, I would get like Iskatu every single time, but that's okay because he's my favorite monster in the game. This is a really fun level. I like how the layout is. It's too much of the same shit though. All you get are skeletons and these little skeleton guys that are full of bats, which are obviously very, very gothic because when they die they literally shit bats.
So you got your wish. You got your wish.
Indeed.
You got to see something shitting bats.
Well, and that's how you know it's gothic. I keep thinking your little glowing testicle thing is a monster in attack. Like it just kind of hovers there for a while afterwards. I'm really not finding a damn thing in this game. I picked up 2 rares so far this entire time.
Yeah, I haven't had a single legendary at all.
I've had 1 rare so far.
Yeah, usually I would have 6 or 8 rares by now, I would think. Maybe it's dropping less because there's 3 of us. Maybe that's actually a thing. I mean, it's a real struggle to survive here, so, you know, we deserve a lot more, obviously. Let's desecrate some corpses. We're not getting a lot of random bosses here either. Maybe it's... Well, you guys have got, what? You've got 4 and 5 levels to go. 3 and 5 levels to go before it gets real, so...
So what do you guys think so far of the binding? You know, not being able to trade anything.
Well, we can trade. We're in a game together. I traded something with Xanth the other day, and as I recall, the trading involved me giving it to him, but that was, you know, close enough to a trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it will encourage just this sort of thing. You want to play with your friends, so, or, you know, at least your podcast co-hosts, so you get, you know, stuffs.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn on it. I mean, like, I don't...
There's a question mark. There's an exclamation point right up here above me. Oh, it's just some dude. Oh, it's this little dude.
Is that... okay.
No, it's just defending. I was thinking it was the boss. I don't know what the icons are because I don't play very much of this game, so I got confused.
Yeah. I don't know. The item binding, I'm kind of torn on. Like, I think we just need to kind of see. I don't know. That sounds wrong, but I just want to know what the loot ceiling is. I mean, is it really long-term viable in the end game? Like, just being able to only find the stuff that you want? Because we're going to start seeing more and more items coming out by people posting and stuff like that, and you know that the only way for you to get it is to find it. And what are the chances and how long? And you're kind of taking out the one thing that can help some people get to where they want to be, aside from, you know, just getting lucky. So I don't know. I think it'll be interesting.
Do you miss the auction house?
I don't know that I miss the auction house. I just miss something that would be interactive, you know, maybe a trading forum, or, you know, with implementing clans and communities, couldn't there be some sort of trading there? Couldn't that be your hub for trading, as opposed to, I don't know, just getting rid of it entirely.
Yeah, I really don't like the fact that they've gotten rid of trading, in its entirety. It's something that I feel that, not only is just like one of those core things of Diablo, it just, I guess I can't help but feel you're going to be going and wanting to level a Witch Doctor, and you need to get this set in order for your build to work, and you never find, the fourth piece to complete your set bonus.
Right.
You're just being stuck in one of those things, and there's absolutely nothing that you can do. You're completely shackled to the RNG of the drop system itself. And the other side of that is if it drops often enough for you to, have a reasonable expectation of collecting the 4-piece for all the sets for all of the classes, then how quickly is it going to get, that, well, I've got everything in the game now, there's not much more for me to do. Put the game back on the shelf, and for a couple months until you're like, oh, I want to play Diablo, and then it's, you go through, you play it for a little bit, and then you stop and come back later.
That was a sassy pack of angels there. I had to show them what time it was. It doesn't seem like reflex damage is very effective anymore.
No.
Like they've tweaked it or something, or else you have so much life on hit that it's kind of countering it out. But I mean, that was that would have been a really dangerous spot for me in Diablo 3V. Like how you're raining gold 9-ball, it's all just in one little clump and you can't see any of the numbers.
Yeah.
It's just this concentrated burst of gold.
Actually, it's like you can only see the numbers now.
Ooh, I just got a legendary.
Oh.
I got a chest armor.
You have one.
I wasn't even doing the killing. It's going to be like level 64 and useless though. God damn it, Xanth. Oh, sorry, what?
It should be 68. Game set to 68.
It's
is it?
It's 68. I can't ID it because people keep hitting me in the process. Could you get the monsters away from me for 5 seconds, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'll fix that. There you go. God Ray.
Chijingamail. It's not really very useful. Put it on my Merc if I had a Merc hold.
Gold.
Ching. Yeah, here's the thing over here.
Yep.
The giant. I like how your horse is like all in soft focus. It's like a 70s porn horse. That was your first thought too, right, Xanth?
A 70s porn horse?
It's all like gauzy, like an old Playboy or something. Come to your porn horse again, 9-ball. Let us get on TV. Wait, don't kill me before I get there. I want to help. Oh well.
Sorry.
Penny Bartholomew. Slay the Crypt Reaper. Well, that probably can be arranged. Just look at him for a second before you god rape him. Yoma. Oh, that's kind of shiny.
Looked at it long enough.
Yeah, I'll just hit bells on. Look at that. I'm doing bells, and yours do more than mine. I've got 5 times you guys DPS with my best damaging skill, and you guys do more damage with that god beam. So other than that, it's perfectly well balanced, though.
Perfectly.
Hey, we win. That wasn't too hard. Oh, there went the porn horse. I missed it. Oh well. Is there any new? Somebody said whimsy porn in the chat. Yes, exactly. Oh, I have a good neologism. We should go look at the monsters of it so we can see it. It's in the passageway to God. What's it called? It's only at a map here. The one that takes you passage to Corvus is where it is. We have to go there in a minute so I can make my bad joke and we can all be happy. So we can trade this awesome pair of chest armors I found. So here's the fun part about trading. Here's my Chingamail. 1 hour, 57 minutes, and 47 seconds. I can tradable to the following accounts, which doesn't display anything there yet, unfortunately. Cool thing is, if you don't know, if you hold the control button while you look at items, it shows you the potential rolls. So this one got a pretty bad roll on Vit. It got a good roll on Res. It got a good roll on bad roll on Armor. It should show you the socket. It's only got one socket. It should say 1 to 3 sockets on this thing. But the problem with crafting, I mean with trading, as you guys were just saying, is even assuming that I just found this and like it was the best thing ever for one of you guys, right? What could you give me for it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, like, so you have to find something in the same game. You can't trade any of your mats. I guess it'll still be gold, but what good does gold do you? Unless you want to do, gambling. And not even gambling, sorry, enchanting.
Can we even trade gold?
I don't know. Come here, somebody.
I'm sitting right next to you.
Is there even a way? How do you?
I think trading,
Yeah, gold trading
I think
disabled.
that's disabled.
Yeah, because I remember reading something about that where currently like gold is BOA. There's no way that you can get rid of it.
You notice? Do you see that Gothic blade? You see it bright green on your screen also?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
I've got.
that's gonna be a
Yeah.
color bug because some of these new items are just these funky colors.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the items that just have the placeholder effects.
Yeah.
They don't have the proper textures assigned to them.
And you guys don't see this giant spew of goodie bag I just opened either, even though it's on the ground all around me. That's an interesting thing.
Yeah, I was actually wondering that for a while. Like the first time I played co-op with somebody while I was opening up a goodie bag, I'm like, are they just gonna rush over and just take my stuff? But apparently no.
Yeah, so you can see that Gothic blade I dropped, but you can't see the goodie bag, which I've just opened, which is right next to it. As far as I can tell, they're all the same. They may need to change that in some way. What do you guys think's going to go on with the gems here? Because all you find are marquees and imperials now, which are 5 levels, 7 levels higher than anything you ever made before in your life, right?
Well, and on one of the streams that I saw, someone doing the Nephilim Rifts at Torment 6, they actually were even dropping the royal level gems. So they go up even further from there to just having
Yeah.
a drop in the game, where you're not actually going to craft anything at all. You're just going to go through do farming at Torment 6 and just get the highest level gem. So it's like, it doesn't seem like there's much of a point in even having the jewel crafter in at the moment.
Well, he's got good dialogues.
Oh,
He
yeah,
can
there
talk
you
about
go.
the gem and the Durgist, the Reader's Durgist. Have you done the quest with him yet?
No.
It doesn't work. It's bugged.
Oh.
It's a 2-level dungeon, and the first level works fine, and he kind of runs ahead of you like you're back in the sewers in Act 2 when you first find him. And then he gets to level 2, and it's just this big empty dungeon with no monsters. And he just stands there, and you get to the end, and there's a special boss. And it's like, it's got a placeholder name. It's like Jeweler Bad Guy or something like that is the name. But you can't fight him, he just stands there. But until then, it's really exciting. However, you can do the quest with, what's his face? Scoundrel's quest works, and you find his brother. Spoilers! Spoilers!
Uh-oh. So,
Yeah, all these items I'm finding are like 66 and they're junk. God damn it, Xanth.
Sorry, I blame Neinball.
Do I get a... Ooh, at least I got a legendary mat for the crappy chest armor, though.
oh, there you go.
And I can go craft my pants. Yeah, so enchanting. Have you guys done much enchanting? You're not high enough level to bother with it yet? Or are you doing it?
No, I've been doing enchanting, trying to get crushing blow on some pieces to just help the leveling go faster.
Do you think crushing blow is useful this early in the game?
Yeah.
Aren't you killing everything in 2 hits anyway?
Well, I have to do something when Heaven Fury is on cooldown.
Wait, run to the next boss pack. That's what you do.
But if I get there too early, I have to feel like I'm doing something meaningful.
Well, there you
But
go.
crushing blow just obviously in the first balance patch they're going to be nerfing crushing blow a little bit for bosses. I think just seeing the people that are all doing torment level 6 is because they have 60 or 70% crushing blow. So obviously it is broken and needs to be toned down, either a cap on the proc chance or they need to lower it from 25% to a more reasonable number.
Yes, I'm looking at the enchant options for Inya's pants right now, and it lists all 6 of the stats, including the critical hit chance of 1%, which is... They kept saying those were not going to be enchantable, right? The default mods on legendaries that you couldn't get in that item slot, but of course they are. And in theory, I could turn this 1% critical chance into 90% res all, or armor, or life per second, or a bunch of various bonuses to monk skills, which are weird and grab baggy and not what I want. Ooh, there's a Fist of Thunder at least. But yeah, so I've made a lot of hay out of upgrading my legendaries from that I carried over. So I'm currently wearing I've got a Mempos Twilight that's got 471 dexterity on it, which is kind of nice. And my Witching Hour's got 361 vitality.
Did you upgrade your Hellfire ring at all?
I did not. I'm not even wearing one.
I did that pretty quick because I had just like a basic life one on there, and I was able to change it, and now I have like 406 strength, 173 vitality, 12% life, and then 31 to 71 damage on it.
Shiny.
Yeah.
And if you could do more, I have my my Nat's ring. It's funny, you you can take all of the set and legendary stuff that costs like 2 billion now, because like a Nat's ring is nothing, but if you get it with crit chance, it's 1.5 million, right, or 1.5 billion gold. And of course, you can just craft that now. So I spent 200k, and like my second roll I think was like 250k, and I got 48% critical hit damage on a Nat's ring. I'm like, hey, this is currently a $2 billion item in Diablo 3 with just one additional thing. But of course, I'm hoping to find an upgraded version of it, which would have 8,000 dexterity or something. But it is funny how you can immediately update your Diablo 3 legs, and then of course hope to find new ones which are even better. But in the meantime, there's a few, like I'm using that because it gives me the 7% critical hit chance with the boots as well. And I upgraded the boots so they have 515 vid or something on them now, so you can pretty quickly do that.
Yeah.
Except it requires the one material, which is hard to come by. You got to break down a legendary to get the material.
What are we killing next?
I don't know. I got a bunch of other people are insulting us in the chat. Okay, good. Paragon points. What have you guys done with your Paragon points? You're both Crusaders, so I'm assuming. Did you just go with? What's your hardcore? Did you go with strength or vit? So wait a second. So just open up your Paragon point window.
Yep.
I'll open up mine for the class to follow along at home. And the core points. I'm a monk here. I've got about half and half between Dex and Vit. What have you guys gone with on yours?
I did
Somewhere
the
in
same.
yeah.
Go ahead.
And you're only level 43, Neinball, so you've only got what, 10? You got 11 core points to play with?
Yeah, 11 on all of them except for utility, which was only 10. I guess since mine will be the quickest because I don't have many points. Yeah, I split between strength and vitality half and half. And then for offense, I went pure into crit. Defense, I put...
Which crit? Crit chance?
Crit chance, yeah.
As opposed to, that was the more... I noticed, did you compare? Because I tried doing all attack speed and then all crit and then all crit hit and looking at what the results were. And I got way more DPS from critical hit chance than the other ones.
Yeah, some people were saying that like attack speed was giving you more paper doll, but I think that the critical hit chance for the Crusader just is much better because a lot of your skills have they have a big ramp up animation. So even if you're using a fast weapon, it doesn't feel like you're attacking all that quickly. So I decided to just go with the crit chance. I felt would be the best way of using that there. Then
I think your other gear too. I mean, what is your critical hit damage and is gonna affect that?
Yeah, I'm only at 73% critical hit damage at the moment, but
Yeah.
I am up to 36% crit.
Yeah, I got 35% and 327% for my crits. So that made a big difference for me. I tried attack speed, and it didn't make that much. I did all attack speed with my Demon Hunter because I had a calamity, not a calamity. What's the slow ass bow? Whatever the two-handed crossbow that people have in Diablo 3, which was Manticore, which is slow and obnoxious. So I put every point into IAS just to make that more fun to use, even though it wasn't actually the best result of my paper doll, but it made me happy. So anyway, what is your? I guess you guys are both Crusaders, so you're probably pretty similar. You were on the last one there, Neinball. You're up to what? Defense?
Yeah, defense. I kind of put in between life and resist all. At the level that I'm at now, I think I should probably switch that all back into a life percentage because the marginal gains that I'm getting from the 40 resist isn't really doing anything for me.
Yeah, that's like half a diamond too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have half life and half armor. I had all life, but I have so much life with this guy. I got 360k DP hit points with this guy that I thought, what the hell, put some in armor. Maybe that'll help me a little bit different. It seems like dodge is a really low return, just 0.2%.
Yeah, dodge is going to be my last one. Especially, I want to next after I get my Crusader to 70, and then I'm going to play through the levels. And then I'm going to mess around and trying to make a melee Crusader because it seems everyone is just using the Fist of the Heavens because it's just obscenely better than Shield Bash. It seems. I just want to mess around and see what it's like playing a melee one.
So what have you done on your Paragon points, Xanth, for offense and defense?
Not too different from Neinball, really. The core, I have more points. That would really be it. Strength and vit, it just makes sense. Kind of split evenly. More in vit. I've got 20 in vit and 18 in strength. Then offense, I've just kind of been playing with it. Kind of the same thing. Attack speed, critical hit chance. Um,
Shouldn't you guys put it all into cooldown reduction in offense? I mean, your most powerful skill by far is your God Beam, and the only thing limiting that is cooldown.
Yeah,
right, of
though it
course.
doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah, it's just the couple percentage on the cooldown reduction doesn't make a large enough difference to really compete with the critical hit chance.
Well, you've only got 43 points though. Xanth is like 1,000 points. So if you had 50 points in
Uh,
cooldown reduction, you'd get what, 10% less? Which isn't that big. That's only a second and a half. So
2 seconds.
yeah, well, I mean, it's not like it's 50% reduction or whatever. So, but there's a lot of gear that has cooldown reduction as well. But I mean, you've both been
right.
talking the whole podcast about how the only you just do rate beam and then everything dies, and yet you're not putting anything in your Paragon points to make you be able to do more rate beaming. Maybe we should change that name.
Um, well, I think, you don't want to do it, but you just end up doing it because it's so valuable. Um, so uh, I don't know, that maybe that's why I'm not speccing for it, because I don't really want to kind of be pigeonholed into it.
Yeah. So what are you doing on defense? And do you think you're going to change that? I mean, did you
Um,
change like from when you were Paragon 1? Of course, you were Paragon 1 for like 7 seconds, the way the level up speed works. But
right.
did you? I
Uh,
mean, like I've like seemed like at the start, only thing in defense is just put every point in life is what I did.
I threw it more into armor and resist all.
But you don't need resistance until you're
At
like
the
level 40, though, right?
Well, I
well,
mean, at the at the
I just
lower
kind of
level, at the lower
yeah.
level, that flat resistances, even for me being only able to only putting like 20 points into resistances at level 1, the 20 resist is something along the lines of like 40% damage reduction. Is ridiculous.
So defense,
Um,
life, armor,
yeah.
dodge,
So
resist all.
it was more armor and resist all, and then now that I've just kind of, once I broke 60 earlier, it and you start equipping diamonds and everything like that, it seems pointless to even throw anything into resist all. Um,
It's a
so
pretty good
it
return, though. I mean,
became
it's five per point, so you can do up to 50 points.
right.
You could get 250% res all, which is not bad.
Yeah,
That's four
yeah,
diamonds,
but
but you don't have
yeah,
50 points, so
yeah, exactly. And then, do we even talk about utility at
no. We're
all?
just gonna say utility is where it really varies. I'm looking at utility now. Corn Kills in chat goes, oh, maximum spirit. Ew, he wanted there to be regen. So what?
Yeah.
So every class gets a different thing in this one. Everyone gets max. I get maximum spirit. The demon hunter gets maximum hatred. You do not get discipline in this window, which I was just
Yeah.
disappointed by.
Hmm.
We get maximum wrath.
Yeah.
I
So
think I think
if you
all
want
of
to,
them
yeah,
actually
Yeah.
uses the max, not the actual resource regeneration, like max arcane power.
yeah. In
And
the
Well,
data
yeah.
mining, it said regen rate for some of them, or it said both basically. And we weren't sure which one, but maybe they were doing that in testing, and they decided it was too powerful to give regen rate.
It could be.
And that's all. I mean, you get that from gear, so that's like a hard thing to get on. Like every demon hunter item has hatred regeneration right now. It seems like it's really common. Sonia, what did you guys go with on your utility? What is your Crusader rolling with now? Just all your max wrath or movement speed?
I went all into movement speed just because I hate, especially when you're trying to rush through so quickly. I hate running slow. So it just seemed easy, especially since you get it at the start, to just be rushing around at 17.5.
Are you still there? You've got faster run boots and nothing else on now?
Um, yeah, basically. I just kept it. I just never felt the need to toss in um, gold pickup or magic fund or even wrath.
I have max spirit now. I have 37 points in spirit, nothing else. I haven't bothered with magic find or pickup radius. But those are kind of a lie because I have gear left over from Diablo 3. So I have, as we've seen the new gear in Diablo in Reaper of Souls, you only get 1 or 2 yards radius of pickup from bonuses. And I've got old stuff that's got 6 and 7 yards, so I don't need gold pickup radius. But in theory, once I find upgrades for those items, at some point I'm going to be way down on my gold pickup radius, and you might actually, if you can add 10 radius there, that's going to be a really big difference.
Right.
And movement
Hmm.
speed you cannot exceed 25% with your equipment and your Paragon points. I think they told us you could long ago. Or I had hoped I could, but my new Demon Hunter, I immediately put points in there. And then of course I was wearing faster run boots and Ninja's pants, and I didn't get any benefit. I was getting 1% movement speed.
Once I actually have the gear that I can better test it out, I do want to see if you can go over the cap with the Crusader's Heavenly Strength, so that way you can use a two-hander and not be super slow.
Yeah, I was going to ask you guys if you tried that, and you haven't tried it yet.
No, I don't have enough gear of movement speed on it in order to actually get over the 25% movement speed
Oh,
cap.
I can just drop you some legendaries. Oh wait, no I
Oh
can't.
yeah. Oh darn.
Yeah, you have leftovers. You have twinks.
Oh, I just gotta go and check the auction house and find a cheap pair of Lacunis.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Wait.
Don't you have those in your stash from Diablo 3?
I have some Inya's pants, but I never got any Lacunis.
Loser. If only you could go buy some from. Of course, you could just go buy them on the auction house for 20k, and then reconvert your classes over and erase all your characters just to find out. So we'll wait while you do that.
Exactly. Okay.
It's only a level
PR.
68 Crusader. You can make that back in 42 minutes.
Yes.
So anyway, currently max spirit, magic find, movement speed, gold pickup radius, and they've told us that magic find doesn't really do anything anymore. So I'm not really testing it. But it'd be funny if that was why. You could find 5 legendaries a game if you had 20% more magic find. But it seems like movement speed you can get with gear, and the real question is, of course, the Crusader. If you can offset that, what is it, 10% less running speed?
10% less. Yeah.
And nobody knows
It
yet.
says,
We should test
yeah,
that.
I've not seen it. It says that it reduces your maximum movement speed, but talking with some of the devs at the BlizzCon, they were saying that they weren't yet sure if you could overgear it, and they were open to the idea of allowing you to overgear it if you wanted to sacrifice other stats just to be able to do that.
Okay, anything else on Paragon Points before we talk about legendaries a little bit?
I can definitely say I've liked having them in there for the re-leveling process. It was kind of a nice little thing to go in and tweak around with, and just kind of make it a little bit less painful to kind of start that trek back to 60 or 70 or whatever it happens to be. So I guess it's just been kind of a nice change of pace to what normally could be a boring process.
Yeah. I was streaming with Archon the Wizard last night, and he of course was like Paragon like 180 or something like that, and it made a huge difference just starting like brand new characters. I had like 700 HP, he had 1600. He had ridiculous amount of movement speed and all those other things. It makes a huge difference in the power of your character when you're first starting off. The difference wanes as you get higher in level, but it's it's pretty funny just going through and looking at that when you're like 2 level 1 characters.
Yeah, it makes it. It's definitely faster. I was in my new Crusader, and just having all that attack speed right off the start was like, oh, this is awesome. Chop, chop, chop. So, legendaries. I'm looking at the enchanting options right now. I've enchanted almost everything on my character, it seems like. And it's weird when you're looking for stuff to find. Really, all that matters is the primary stats, because all the secondary ones are just crap. I mean, currently they're individual resistances, or they're like 1.6% chance to freeze target, that kind of stuff. So when you're looking for rares and you're trying to enchant stuff, you really just want to find one that has a primary stat that's not optimal, which there are very few of, or else you've got to make a decision. Like I was saying earlier, at my Demon Hunter, I kept finding rares or getting legendaries that had, it had two trifecta stats, and then it had like plus vitality, and it was plus 640 vitality or something, but I didn't really need that with that character, so I would re-roll that one and get dexterity with it, or get another trifecta stat or something. And it's just, they don't just talk about the primaries and secondaries, and you can replace whatever you want, but really it seems like it's a much more limited system of what you can upgrade on it. And you want to find this. Like I'm looking at my unique, my legendary weapon at this point, which has primaries. It's got holy damage, dexterity, and life per hit. And a 4th stat, which I forget what it was, but it was something like spirit, point life per spirit spent or something. And I re-rolled that and got a socket, which made it a vastly better item. So you really got to find an item with 1 primary and then sacrifice that to get your socket, or to get your big damage, or to get whatever you want on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, enchanting is awesome, but it's not like you can turn a junk item. It's all about primary stats, really. So, and there's only like 4 good primary stats, it seems like.
Yeah, because I was noticing that it's almost never worth it to actually go through and try to re-roll one of the secondary stats, because they really make no impact on your character whatsoever. Unless you're hearing specifically for like 1 resistance, I could possibly see that as like a monk that still wants to use one of everything. That's about it.
And when you're finding your, yeah, I'm looking at the my bracers now, which I re-rolled a secondary stat on, which did absolutely no good for me. It's now 2 yards health radius pickup. Woo, woo, woo! Raise the roof. And the only options are reduce damage from melee, reduce damage from melee, experience on kills, chance of knockback on hit, or extra gold. There's nothing that makes any difference on it. So there's really no reason to do it except that it was cheap. But these bracers have dexterity, vitality, res all, and life per hit on primaries. And what I should have done is sacrifice life per hit, try to get critical chance probably, or else sacrifice vitality and try to get critical hit chance, instead of trying to reroll a secondary, which makes no difference at all.
Let's kill stuff.
Good point. So legendaries, this whole thing in stats. I posted this whole gallery. Are you happy with legendaries? Are they just stat sticks? Are they just rares with one weird property on each one of them?
This is the grand scheme of things. They are kind of like that, but I do like that. There's obviously they've already found some legendaries which are just truly disgusting, especially. That leveling exploit is kind of, for the hardcore at least, is kind of based off of having the ring that prevented the damage, and you found particular mobs that the only thing that they really do is just like plagued or poison, so you can kill them incredibly easily. But they've also some other interesting interactions. Like there's the one that allows it whenever you do a crushing blow, it drops a health globe. And then another one, like a ring, I think it is like when you pick up the health globe, it does an AoE damage. So there's some really interesting, combos that you have going on there that, make it feel as if you really can, start changing up your character. Or even though it is that one single thing that makes it different from a rare, it makes a huge impact on your character. And there's a lot of different combos that you can do with the items.
But is that what you had hoped for? Is that it's not exactly build changing though, right?
Yeah, I would agree. I don't necessarily know if there are too many build changing legendaries, at least from what I've seen. That obviously, I haven't hit 70 yet here, but in looking at some of the data mine information, looking at some of the other people who are playing and looking at their gear, I don't necessarily know if I've seen any items that are just like, okay, well, now I can use, some other skill that I've never even looked at because it's now just amazing. And it just seems like a lot of it is, this is a cool effect. It does a lot of damage, so I can use that as opposed to what I was normally using. And it's more of like a side grade kind of situation as opposed to, I don't know, I guess maybe more of a build enhancing than build changing.
Well, I mean, I've seen some other ones, like the new Frostburn Gauntlets that is like the new CM Wizard, because it makes it to where there's a 50% chance that whenever you chill an enemy, it freezes them, and so you can keep them almost permanently locked down. And then, just focusing on that of, being, playing as a Frost Wizard. And there's a whole bunch of Witch Doctor items now that increase your pet damage. So they give you, wanting to actually use, more of your pets because it increases their damage and their attack speed. And you can couple that. I know I saw one streamer that was then coupling that with another one that increased your fire damage skills, and then using the Gargantuan that does fire damage on a cooldown to just, completely obliterate elite packs.
So you guys sound like you weren't expecting, people sound like they were wanting like this whole themed things, that it would be like this amazing legendary that would change your whole build immediately. And currently they're just like rares that have really big numbers and one random property, which may or may not be part of that item. And do we think this just isn't the final, this is not their, they have not yet achieved their final form?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of hope so in some ways. Maybe there's some iteration going on.
I mean, we haven't even seen a lot of the ones that have been data mined that actually go through and affect your different skills that make you want to go and use them. Oh, Nephilim Rift. Go ahead.
Yeah, I popped a rift. Let's go to a rift here.
Yeah. Start killing stuff.
Where'd the other dude go? Is he in the rift? There he
I
is.
was going to Act 4, but alright.
You see the same rift in every act. You can go into the rift in Act 4.
Is it?
Yeah.
I guess I didn't look. I just took your banner, so you better not get me killed.
I'm not even in there yet. I'm in the process of loading it. It'll be
It takes so
Neinball's
long
fault.
to load.
Not usually, but that one took a long time. I've gotten like the same 3 levels for every rift at the start of it. It seems like in this. I didn't get that at all at BlizzCon. Like everyone was different, but I'll get the first 3 levels are all Act 2 sewers, or they're all Act 4, you know, whatever. Have you guys had that, or are you getting more randomness?
No, I have been noticing that the first couple levels are usually all the same thematically.
That was not the case at BlizzCon at all, right? They were totally different. It seemed like.
Yeah, at BlizzCon they would change every single level. Here it seems that you have to go a couple levels before it changes again.
God, we're gonna get 100% here in one dungeon. These little spiders coming out. I like the color scheme on this one. I mean, some of them are really cool looking. Just the different color scheme. I thought that was like they said, oh, they're different color schemes. I'm like, okay, great, you know, making a wanking motion in midair, right? But it actually really does make a difference. I mean, this looks like a whole different dungeon with this light orangish kind of tile set.
The other thing that I was liking is just the fact that when you're going through and doing adventure mode, it changes up the just regular acts themselves. Like you can actually go and play, you know, Chaldeum or Act 3 at night.
Yeah, the desert at night looks awesome.
Yeah. What was it? I was playing there, I think it was the Desolate Sands. It was at night, and it had like a small sandstorm going through. So there was the sand that was going and blowing in front of you as you're, you know, going through it. It wasn't like impeding your vision, but it just added a nice visual effect to it.
So we've enjoyed our 1.5 year beta of Diablo 3 then, right? That's as the joke goes. And now they finally got atmospheric effects and day-night cycles, and everything else that was ever in Diablo 2 is now in Diablo 3, and it's made it a much better game, right?
Of course.
Xanth's like, no comment.
Just trying not to die. Yeah.
I can tell this a little bit. They have more hit points because I was killing everything with one shot previously, and now these are a little bit higher level.
Well,
they're now up to 68.
Because we leveled up, yeah. But it makes a little. You can definitely tell the difference even just in this short expanse on a hard game.
Gold.
I keep thinking there's gold everywhere just because of the spider things are different color than usual, or else they just don't look different because they're not green tinted.
So, Flux, what's your thought on gold for the expansion in terms of its value? Are you still selling off everything?
Yeah, I have nothing left to sell off, so that's not an issue anymore.
Uh,
Well, mainly because I sold all my gems, because it seems like, you know, as we've seen, I don't know if this is going to be the way it is when it launches, with just finding Imperials and Marquis, but obviously every gem you have from Diablo 3 now is completely worthless.
yeah.
Or it can be replaced in 1 second. Ooh, I got another legendary. I got a golden sword.
Ooh.
Maybe someday when you guys are cool, you can get legendaries too. Okay, I'll go look at it now
Okay.
since I'm streaming. One-handed, unidentified legendary sword.
Dibs.
Dibs. Skycutter, 2942 DPS. So you see it in the party anyway.
Ooh.
Dex, Vit, and a socket. Probably that's got to be a big upgrade for one of you guys.
It actually is. It's just the damage alone, 67% damage increase.
And there's no socket in it yet. Well, where will you find a good? Oh, here we go. Power pylon. Oh, this is porn now. 400% damage. Okay, what am I running at here? Okay, I'm at 2.3 million DPS.
Oh, that all? Weak.
Yeah, I need to critical hit something here.
Oh, and
I'm trying to get if I can get a 10 million critical hit.
we've also got the level 3 of the Nephilim orb. So
Oh God, yeah, this is. Oh, it's already
this is
gone.
just making it. Yeah.
God, I have this. Yeah, how many upgrade bars are you guys showing it on your bottom? I had 7 for a second there, and the icons
Oh,
above your skills.
Yeah, and then don't forget to use your bounty scroll.
Yeah, those last forever or what? I keep. It doesn't like they ever go away.
Yeah, I think that they're currently bugged. Is that they're supposed to be consumable, but they they're permanent at the moment. Oh, this one's
Yeah,
different.
we got a different one. Lucky yes. Okay, I got a bounty scroll here. Item is not ready yet. What?
I think
I get increased
when
damage to
Neinball
elites.
releases, we all got the buff.
Yeah, I see. Sky rape in progress.
Yep.
The only annoying thing with this is you get all these little flying guys in like every other level, and they're like the most annoying monsters because they're slow to kill because they fly around. The wraiths or whatever they're called. So here we are. Yes, we have an Act 1 tomb that it's gold tone. I thought we were in Act 2 first. I mean, I thought it was like the cathedral here at first, just because of the color scheme. But it's a crypt. It's an uncrypt-like crypt.
The maddening
Wow.
paradox.
It's got a world of tongue lashers up here. Oh, shield pylon. Okay, just now you guys are taking a lot of damage, so now you have full invulnerability for 30 seconds. I'm sure I saved you both with that shrine.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, so we're getting Copper Fang Lurkers here and Act 3 Tongue Lasher guys. I got a bunch of those upstairs. Don't follow me, there's nothing over here. That was a profitable side tour.
And here's the exit.
Yeah, so yeah, we skipped a whole. We don't care, right? We skipped a whole section there. Screw it. Much we'll be here be 98%, and the dungeon's empty. There's nothing left.
This one's completely dark.
God, yeah. This is gothic enough for you?
We need some light radius.
That'd be a nice power up. Oh, we got death maidens and skeletons. Oh, we got worms too.
I think you might want to see a doctor about that one.
Yeah, it clears up in the morning.
There's some Morlu.
More than seem like they're a little happier with the meteors than they used to be. Yeah, I can't see shit, dude. I can't even see the level in front of me on my screen.
I can't see you all. I'm scared.
I was desynced for 5 seconds. That's why I couldn't see anything. And I reappeared on top of a monster doing plague damage. That was fun. Ooh, I'm getting a lot more rares now. That first part we didn't get any. I've already found like 8 or 9 rares in this level. Do you guys want a rough paper scissors for this sword or what?
You can give it to Neinball. He could actually use it. I'm not there yet.
Well, that'll take you a whole, 2.5 minutes here. Do you have any crap? Find a crappy legendary and I'll trade you, because I need a crafting material. See, that's your trade. You just trade legendary for legendary.
Yeah, first person to find a legendary is.
Yeah, the first one you guys to find. Watch, it's good, though.
And then I'm sure the first one that we find is probably going to be better.
Okay, I'll give it to one of you at the end of this dungeon, at the end of this rift, unless one of you finds a thing. Score! Yeah, so put that legendary in the chat at some point, Neinball, so people in the chat can watch it. Just do it now and I'll click it.
There you go.
So that's his new gladiator gauntlets. After earning a massacre, gold rains from the sky. Well, those aren't... Yeah, you could probably turn that vid into a trifecta stat, and of course, maybe if you don't want the vid, that is. I'm looking at stats, and there's, the 87 meteors are falling from the sky. You guys are fine without me, though, right? It's not like it's hardcore or anything.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just stand on the back and look at items, and you can do all the fighting. Sandsaw, that's my job.
It's what I've been doing this whole time.
Yeah, I do enjoy Neinball's gladiator gauntlet rating. That's kind of... Obviously, it's not the most offensive stat in the game, but it's... Damn, it's a dark dungeon. I can't see shit up here in front.
Oh. It's like the only way I'm like paying more attention to the map.
Yeah, I can't see a damn thing. Oh, here we go.
There.
Oh,
I found
porn.
I got it. There we go. God Ray to the rescue.
I don't know. I got his pack of minions. I killed all of them with one bell, and they were just nothing but like 4 and 5 million crits. It was like, grah. Scholar's writings. I like how they just completely screwed us on all of the current materials. Like all those demonic essences you've been saving up for 6 months. Yeah, you just find those in Act 1 now. Level 17. Hey, demonic essences.
Well, and tons of secret too, which is why I'm really surprised that they're selling like hotcakes right now in D3.
Yeah, I sold all mine off for 12 million. I got on 12,000 a piece. I was like, okay, gone in hardcore.
I know. I'm gonna at least save some mats.
Quit making me run.
I'm starting to lag a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna save some mats because one of the things that I found is the level 60 crafts are running the Reaper of Soul stats.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna save some mats to just so I can craft a couple of level 62 weapons.
Okay, 99%. We're gonna get the dude any second here. So there we go, 100%, and he's up ahead of us on the little map glowing. That's what happens when you finish a rift. Sometimes I've had him up here like a couple of rooms away a few times. And it's a Golgor! Golgor! And he's not going to have much of a life here. Sorry there, Trongong. I've never gotten much of a drop from them.
No, me neither.
I got 4 blues and a yellow there. What'd you guys get?
Hey, we found the light switch.
Yeah, once you kill the monster, the color scheme changes.
Yep.
What did you guys pull from the Nephilim dude?
I got 1 rare.
I got a rift and 2 rares, some crappy shoulders and demon undercloak.
And you've already looked at them. Aren't you quick? Yeah, now we can see what we were fighting here. I didn't know we were fighting tongue lashers until now. It's been so dark. Hey, we got boggets. Boggets are fun. So you can quit rifts when you finish the rift guy, or you can just keep going on through them. I guess if you're looking just for profits, you would just quit. But
Yeah.
I've had a couple of
Have
them
you-
where it's like 2 more levels afterwards. Usually they give you enough that there's like I guess a margin for error in terms of needing enough to get 100%.
Mhm.
But sometimes I had ones at BlizzCon where it was 2 levels and couldn't even finish it. I couldn't find the last 1% in time. I haven't had any like that in the beta yet.
Um, I've seen, what is it? Obviously now people are going crazy over the cow level that I found at BlizzCon. But I've also seen that you can actually have treasure goblins spawn, not like the whole dungeon filled with them, but they're just one of the mobs, in the dungeon itself.
Oh, that's cool. I got a
Yeah.
pack of like 8 of those in a group once in a just a regular game. But I've
Yeah.
only one I've seen a big bunch, but I have not seen them as a monster. Are they normally profitable when you find them as a monster?
The person was running on Torment 6, and in that level they found like I think 8
Whoa.
legendaries alone.
Well, they liked me. I just got vortex right into the pack of there as soon as they appeared. That's why I'm glad I'm level 70. It really seems like maybe reflex damage isn't working or something. Because I mean, I didn't even feel those. When I was in the middle of 7 giant things, all with flex damage. I'm doing 5,000. I'm doing 550 million DPS here or whatever. I'm sure they'll fix that on launch day and we'll all die immediately because it was easy in the beta.
Yeah.
I have an effect on my sword that causes Nephilim orbs to drop constantly. So I think I'm pretty much perpetually 3 Nephilim orbs with this character. Missed a rare back there.
Neinball, when you've been leveling, how have you been doing it? Have you been doing just bounties, or have you been doing rifts as well?
I've just been doing bounties. I've been saving all of my rift orbs from when I hit 70.
Did you have like 50 of them by
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
I literally have like 50. I think I have 47. I just found 2 more just right here.
I've got 62.
You've been doing more rifts than me. I'm running back here and there's just huge heaps of gold back behind me that Neinball spawned and I didn't pick up. Do we gonna just bail this one? Oh no, here comes the rape horse. Oh, Xanth knows we're going the other way. I see. I thought you've been teleported or something. Yeah. So
No.
that little golden thing on these other 2 people, there's their Nephilim glory from the Nephilim orbs. People are watching on the stream, wondering what that is. What do you guys think about no ID rares?
It seems weird. Like, why is the Book of Cain in there anymore now?
So when you find like 5 legendaries at once, it'll save time.
There you go.
I'm getting like a rare in every single pack now. It seems like I don't know what's changed from earlier. Gold. You're like freaking
Just
Santa Claus up there.
Imagine 4 people running those.
Yeah, there would just be gold and gold and gold. So you get it when you do what? A killing spree?
Yeah, as long as you get a killing spree.
One of you guys
it's
is about to
even-
die. No? I saw something
No.
had a hit point thing that was just showing on nothing all of a sudden. Oh, maybe it was a ball. Maybe it was a monster. Oh well. I saw a hit point bar that was like at 0. I'm like, oh, someone's dying. Oh wait, that's not us. Okay, so here's the end of our rift.
Oh, we got the end.
Yeah.
How often do you think that those Paragon, the shiny golden effect is a legendary dropping behind you when it's just the stupid Nephilim glory?
I always
I
look for
think-
the star on the map, actually.
Yeah, I think I've become numb
Yeah,
to
I just got a special achievement for finishing a rift in under 15 minutes. Okay, no one found a thing. Who wants this sword?
I'll take it.
Yeah, give it a Xanth.
There's the one I'm using, and it's see the Nephilim glory thing. But I don't think I have anything that blinds enemies. But I just get constant Nephilim globes. So
Oh, couldn't you switch out to blinding flash?
I'm getting them constantly though. So I'm never not three powers on that. So I think I'm getting them anyway, even though I don't have any specific things that are blinding. I don't know what the deal is. If anyone's wondering, PH means placeholder for item graphics. The weird thing is I have a bunch of those on items that I brought over from Diablo 3. So I mean, stuff that is not a newly found item, and it's still got a pH on it. So I guess they're just changing some of the graphics, switching stuff around. Anybody find anything useful there? Other than the sword that I just gave someone?
No, I found a slight upgrade to my weapon.
What happened to your DPS with that sword there, Xanth?
Can't equip it yet.
Noob! What's the
My-
percentage? What does
my-
it say in the percentage?
It's 80%.
Well, that'll probably help, yeah.
Yeah, it should. I would hope.
This character found when I had a 1400 weapon, like 65, and I found one that was 2800, my first good legendary, and it was, it was 101% upgrade or something. I was like, well, that dog will hunt. Okay, so let me check my topics here. If there's anything else I wanted to